Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Raised by Wolves, Season 1, Episode 5, Infected Memory. Welcome, everybody. Before I get started, let me take care of some business, and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, what ends up happening is YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down there. So if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. I've got the schedule up there. I put it up every week, and also the links to all my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tiers set on the Patreon. And also links to my, this YouTube page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Word 789. It's nice to see you. And Joe Greer and Moo Finobi and Viking Bitch and Penn. Nice. Hey, everybody. So, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. So, let's get started. So yeah, we find out a bit more about Mother in this episode, at least about what she was beforehand. She goes off and jacks into the VR world that the Mithraic have, because she found one of the pods and just tossed the body aside and had plugged herself in and all that stuff. And it accesses some memories that she didn't know that she had. Basically from before Campion, her creator, well, not her creator, her reprogrammer had reprogrammed her with. And we see that she was just basically a kill bot. She was going through and killing anything that moved, essentially. And we find a little bit about Campion, too, is that he was a Mithraic follower until he became an atheist, and he became a hacker. An atheist hacker is what they called him. And he was taking them out and taking out their robots and stuff like that and reprogramming them and all that kind of stuff. And he essentially reprograms her to raise these children. And he's the one that sent them out. He saw that Earth was dying. The zone that he was in Boston, the air was actually, it was becoming uninhabitable for humans. And you could see him coughing and all this stuff. And he was using a respirator and everything else. But yeah, she kind of gets that backstory on herself, and we also get it as well, which we could have used a couple episodes ago. It would have been a little bit more better on that. I don't know if that would have been best to lead off with or what. You never know how the series is going to play out. And Tempest, in the meantime, is questioning Mother before she left, of course, if she can remove the baby from her, the fetus from her, and bring it to term outside of her rather than her carrying it, because of course she still is going through that whole traumatic experience of being raped and everything. And speaking of that rapist, he's still alive. Marcus and his crew end up finding them on half of the Ark, the bottom section of the Ark. And he's got a helmet on with these spikes on there and a roving android prison. Basically, it's a remote prison that if he tries to get away from the android, the helmet crushes his head. If he does something to the helmet, it crushes his head. Yeah, so all these kind of things that can crush his head. And so they have found him, and Marcus, now being the new eminence, if you will, he's the new leader of the people. Says, nope, don't kill him. We can use him. Are you going to fight the android? We can use him as cannon fodder, is what he says. Yeah. It's crushing his head. He's crushing his head. Yeah. So, and then of course, Paul and Campion have bonded a little bit during the whole hunting exercise with Father. and they actually find what the creatures have been eating, which is the fungus that grows on the side of those caves, or the holes in the ground where the giant serpents, come out of. And so they harvest some of that, and they are eating that instead of the dead alien thing, uh, which of course the kids don't have, especially the little girl. The little girl doesn't have any problem with eating it whatsoever. She wants to know where the fetus is because she wants some of that. Uh, yeah. Is this set in the aliens world? No, it's not. Words 789. Or though, who knows? It's Ridley Scott, so he could change his mind at the last minute and decide that it is. So we never know. So Marcus and his crew also come across another human as they're traveling, and this human looks like it's been there for a while because it's set up shop inside of the remains of one of the giant serpents, like the bones and all that stuff. It's made a house out of this stuff, and it can run really fast and jump over things. And yeah, it's just really, really quick. But we never see the face because it's all bandaged up with, rags and stuff like that. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. So we have that mystery going on. It's not Tally, of course, because Tally would be about Campion's age, same age as Campion, and this looked like a human, like an adult human. So we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, who knows? And we finally end up with Marcus and his group end up going to the camp, and they're spying on Father, teaching the kids how to use a sling and rock. So not a lot of stuff going on, but other than getting Mother's background on this, and Tempest also, I forgot. Tempest tried to kill herself, and of course, Mother was able to, found her before she actually completed what she was trying to do, and got her to barf up, the whatever she took in the herbs. And now, of course, they're going to be watching fairly closely at this point. And Father has, performance issues, I guess. He's trying to figure out if he's still worthy or not, in order to take care of the kids. And Mother's assuring him that yes, he is. He's fine. And they're these robots are showing entirely too much human characteristic, even though they keep saying we're not programmed for emotion kind of thing. And I don't know. It's just kind of getting weird at this point. There's too much extraneous shit that is happening at whim in this story. There's no Bible, I guess you could say, set up. So a TV show usually sets up a Bible of what can and cannot happen on a show, especially a sci-fi show. You set parameters, and as far as I'm concerned, this show has no parameters set, and it keeps seeing like Mother has new abilities at whim. New revelations happen at whim. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to do this now. We're going to do this now. And this is what bothered me about this show is you can tell it's free form. There is no set structure to it. And we don't know what it's going to happen with that. Oh, and someone corrected me, by the way, in the comments from the last episode. It wasn't a 20-sided die. It was a 12-sided die that they found in the desert that, it's a decahedron instead of a, 20-sided die. Yes, he wants to feel useful. Exactly, Viking bitch. Mufinobi says, but there are species bones remains, and it's seemingly possible that other humans might have been there. Campion is immune to the food yeah, he's immune to the radiation, so we don't know what's going on with Campion as of yet. Yeah, I brought that up last episode, is what the fuck is going on with Campion? Why can he eat this stuff and not die from the radiation, but the kids can't? Everybody else can't. And why was he able to come back? Because remember, he was dead when Mother pulled him out of the goo, and she was able to bring him back by putting him to her and singing. It was kind of a weird thing, but yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. Mufino says, yeah, the suicide didn't make sense to me after she saved the creature that was pregnant. She didn't save the creature that was pregnant. She killed the creature that was pregnant. So she killed the creature that was pregnant, and that's kind of fucking her up. She screamed when she found out that the thing had a baby inside of her, or inside of it. And because she started relating to it at that point. So she's going a little bit, she's having a bit of PTSD going on. You know, having been raped as well, all that, she has a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, it's understandably, of course. Yeah, she does not want to carry that baby because she wants to kill herself. I took that as well. The same thing, Viking bitch. Yeah. Words 789 says episode 5, and it's still kind of confusing. Exactly. We don't know where this thing is going. I still don't like any of the characters. I'm still rooting for the robot to kill all humans at this point. And yeah, and the whole thing is, I was thinking, I actually just kind of ran through the episode about a couple minutes before coming on here, just to refresh my memory, since I had watched it on Friday, I think it was, or Thursday. I might have watched it on Thursday. And I was thinking, okay, Mother wants to start a colony, right? She is now programmed to accept humans in. So if Marcus and his crew were to come in hands up and say, hey, we come in peace, we're not going to spout any of the religious shit or whatsoever. We just want to, we're the last of humanity. We need to survive, kind of thing. Would she accept them in there? And, basically let them all live? That's something I know they wouldn't have enough food. Well, now they do, since they're hunting and stuff like that, but maybe that's something that could happen. That's one of the things I was thinking about when I was kind of fast forwarding through that. But I could be wrong. So, but yeah, leave it to the genius of Campion, the creator on Earth there, who sends 2 robots up with a handful of fetuses, not a lot of fetuses. And you would think, if this guy was actually the genius that he was, to send 2 robots to, you know, raise all these kids, that he would have known that you need a certain subset of people. You need at least 100. What is it? You need 1,000 people for the genetic material in order to not weed itself out. And that's I think, the smallest subset, if I remember correctly, from biology. And so you would need at least 1,000 fetuses on board to do that. And I don't know if he had all that on there. Pen Farm Girl says, I'm still not sure how I feel about this show. I want to like it. It has good points, but I'm afraid it's going to go horribly wrong, so I can't commit. I am with you on that, Pen. I keep teetering back and forth. I'm like, that's kind of a really cool concept, but your story's not written well. And I'm like, that could be a cool avenue of going down. But again, you're not going down that avenue. You're going someplace else, and you're doing something stupid. So yeah, I don't know. Mufino says, well, now they have a backstory. The big question is why her programming is flawed again. I don't think her programming is flawed. I don't think he could ever really suppress the programming. We saw that when he was reprogramming her and then testing her with the android baby, which she snapped the neck on. And I think that's always going to be there, that he would have had to strip her programming away completely and just redo her entire programming, all from scratch. And he didn't have that kind of time because he was dying. Viking Bitch says, I think this show has a lot of potential, but I'm not sure if it'll live up to it. Yeah, it's it needed at least another 2 or 3 years of baking in order to be I think have a right concept to it. It needed to be in the oven for a little bit longer. Yeah. Movie says, also, why did Campion hide the moss where they found it and the necromancer went down a heated tunnel? I'm surprised she didn't know. So the tunnel that she went down looked like a dead tunnel, and it had trees growing over it and stuff like that. So that looked like a dead area. And the one that even though it was hot, it was like super hot down there. Whereas the one that Campion and Paul were going down looked like it was just warm. It wasn't the inferno that was going on in the bottom of the one that Mother went down, that Paul fell down. And he didn't want to tell Father because that would have ended the expedition right there. They would have just said, nope, you guys are taking chances going down the hold, getting the fungus from there. nope, you're not going out anymore. And he's being a kid is what he's doing. He's pushing limits that he as far as he can, and then of course hiding stuff that to work with his friends, his new friends now at this point. Yeah. Mufinobi says, yeah, but his final test was for her to kill him as an atheist. Yes, it was. True. And that could have been, like I said, his programming was probably holding to some degree, but her original programming is probably going to override it at some point. Mufinobi says, but again, if she was created by the others, I guess she is following atheist ways, but she is killing everything. Yeah, I don't. Again, like I said, we don't know. We never got that backstory on who's actually building the androids. Is it the Mithraic that were building them? Was it the atheists that were building them? And there's different levels of androids that we've seen. We know at least 3 different levels of androids. We have, the servants androids. We have the like mother, the killer bot androids, and we have medic androids. We have 3 different kinds, and we don't know what if there's any more out there and who's created them. Um, Yeah, because I mean, it looked like Mother was killing indiscriminately on that. If it was human, she was killing it. Yeah. uh, Campion and Mufino, he says, Campion, hey, we've decided not to eat meat, become a vegetarian like us, and we won't tell you where we found the moss. Yeah. Um, no, we don't know for sure because we know the Mithraic use the androids. We just don't know who built them and who ultimately programs them. And obviously she knew all about Campion that, and was wanted to kill him badly. So I'm guessing the Mithraic, but then again, the Mithraic view androids as less than. They don't want their children being raised by them, but they're using them for medics and servants and stuff like that. So I don't understand. I really don't. It's one of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not quite belong. And it's not making any sense. But and again, this is Ridley Scott that we're talking about, so I'm not too surprised, on any of this. So there you go. Episode 6 comes out on Thursday, probably episode 7 as well. We don't know how the probably episode 8 too. I don't know because HBO is doing some weird shit now where they're just dropping everything as fast as they can. When it comes to this show, Lovecraft Country, on the other hand, they're doing 1 episode a week. They didn't drop it early this week. Lovecraft Country, again, HBO Max is just as scatterbrained as this show is. So yeah, it all comes back to Sesame Street. It does. It really does. So, oh, and I did like the one thing I did like out of this was Marcus kind of playing with how he's now the Messiah, or not the Messiah, but the his eminence, and how everyone is fawning over him and stuff like that. And he actually plays with Sue a little bit, and she goes, "When we're alone, use our real names." And she calls him Caleb, and he doesn't answer. And he's like, "Who's Caleb?" And she looks at him for a second. She goes, "That's not fucking funny." And he starts laughing. It's like, it's a dick move, but at the same time, it's probably something I would have played. So yeah. Marcus's murder sex party. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Ridiculous like that. It does happen. Yeah. Viking Mitch says, I'm thinking the show's ratings are not great, hence the sketchy dropping of episodes. I don't know. I really don't. I haven't looked, quite honestly. Yeah. Yeah, the actor is from Vikings, is the one who plays Marcus. So I know Viking Bitch knows who he is. So yes, Travis. Yeah. he kind of puffed up a little bit for this. And I don't know if he, had slimmed down for Vikings or what it was, but he looks a little puffy for this. Yeah. Um, yeah. His son of the his son of the TV is on Lovecraft Country. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. The guy who plays William. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is on Lovecraft Country. I forgot about that. Yeah. Which Lovecraft Country's on in about 40 minutes. And so I'll watch that, then prepare. And that's coming up tonight at 7:30 p.m. 7:30, 7:45, depending on how long it takes me to make the thumbnail for it. Because that's usually what the kicker is I have to find something, take a picture of it, manipulate it, and send it out to you guys because I like doing my own thumbnails for that show because the thumbnails that I find online are fucking boring. So, yeah. Yeah. um Heather also thinks he has incorporated scars into his character. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, maybe he's into that. I don't know. So, like I said, what's going on the rest of this week? Like I said, Lovecraft Country's on at 7:30, 7:45, something like that later on tonight. Tomorrow I'm off. Tuesday is an episode of Is It Worth My Time? And I'm doing the German movie on Netflix called Freaks, You're One of Us. Freaks, You're One of Us, yes. Wednesday I'm off. Thursday is a new episode of Raised by Wolves, or 2 or 3. I don't know how many episodes are going to drop. Hopefully it's just one, but I'm just going to do one episode on Thursday. Friday is a new episode of The Boys. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any of the genre stuff you guys want to talk about. And then we wrap it around again to Sunday to Lovecraft Country once again. Unless, of course, there's multiple episodes of Raised by Wolves. And then I might just do that on Sunday as well. So Word 789, the reason why they did that is they wanted to do a slow burn on it. And I have said time and time again, this is the right move for the boys. I don't think binging the boys is worthy of it. And it needs to have a weekly drop like this in order to kind of digest it and see where it goes. And then you have anticipation for the next episode that's coming out. I like how they did this. I really like it. So, yeah. Yeah. I liked it. I like what they're doing with it. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for at least a little while, for about 2 hours or so. And then when I come back, it'll be Lovecraft Country. Yeah. Penn says, hopefully I'll be caught up on the boys for this week's episode. Nice. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. I know you're watching other stuff too. So, but yes, Lovecraft Country in 2 hours. Until then, well, actually, let me take care of some business too. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. If you're on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops at the very end here. If you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down there. And while you're down there, hit the like and the share button as well. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there. Change that every week. And also all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. And I also have the links to my Facebook page and my Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. So thanks everybody who joined me today in the chat, or tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. I will see you in a couple hours for Lovecraft Country. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may be just as confused as the rest of us as to where this Raised by Wolves is going, because honestly, we don't know. And I don't think the writers know either. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in a couple hours. Have a good night. If I don't see you again, Otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks, everybody. Good night.